Go.
Hey, how you guys doing? It's the producer from Brothers Comics. Welcome to our Who Dey Over 40 podcast for long-suffering Cincinnati Bengal fans. We've been with you through the highs and the lows, and this is
The lows and the lows and the lows.
this is our second video attempt to talk about the Bengals here. There's a lot going on as we're getting ready for training camp. On the line tonight, I guess it ain't the line. You can see them, but if you listen to the podcast, I guess on the line tonight in the exposition, it's the Sandman wearing his Mediu Williams jersey. What in the world?
Damn you, Mediu Williams! Oh God! Every time I see it, I want to throw it in the trash, and then I was like, "Oh, it's the only Bengals."
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you're not allowed to do that.
You betrayed me.
Yeah, don't do that.
What's up, people?
Okay. Yeah. Where did he go when he left?
Minnesota. He went with
Did he go to the 49ers?
He went up there, yeah.
Where?
49ers.
I thought it was the 49ers. Yeah. Then he wound up with the Vikings later on, probably because of Zimmer or something.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. He was a bum.
Yeah, that's not true. He had his moments. That bum is a little harsh to you.
Bum!
That's a little harsh. Also on the line tonight, he's dressed up. He's got his flag. It's 2 yards on the collar dust. It's Big House. What's going on?
What's up? I'm wearing black because our season's already dead.
That's
awesome. Jesus.
We're not the Marlins.
Wow.
We're gonna talk.
The Marlins got a winning record, and they ain't playing.
We're going to talk about a lot of Bengals news. We're going to talk about Joe Burrow. Obviously, that's the thing that, has prompted this podcast tonight. But we'll get to that later, not that much. But I'm going to break out something for y'all, like as for the first quarter. I'm going to break a surprise for you. So hold on. I'm going to share the screen and make y'all share this great
Bengal
history.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Y'all can see it. Here we go.
I see something.
Tip and catch, y'all.
Why you gotta show this? This is fucking awful.
Wait, hold on. Look how almost over it was. Like, this is 7-6. There's 34 seconds left. Jonathan Joseph can't drag his foot.
Why?
I mean, it's just bad. Like, this game was over. This game was over, yo.
That was a hard-fought game, and everything was going their way. They had won the damn game.
Yeah.
And then Bengal magic happened.
Yeah, this is 2009, by the way. Game one of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. The beginning of the year.
And again, the Bengals make the playoffs this year. They go 10-6. So
right.
That's the why they switch. And there it is. Oh my God.
And there it is.
I mean, so this is what you have to play first.
Yes.
I mean, what in the and fuck?
Yeah. I'm really in the mood now.
Fine, I'm fine. It's dead. I'll stop the share.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to, we may mix them in from time to time as we have 53 years of just absolute ridiculousness. If you listen to the podcast live,
and the shit
heard us talk about all the Super Bowl shenanigans.
Oh God,
those two losses. But that right there, in 2000,
that explains the Bengals in a nutshell, right there.
I mean, that was one of the worst losses. I watched all of that crap, every single second of it, up until he ran.
Oh, me too. I was watching every moment of that game.
I mean, how does that even happen? Just how does that even happen?
Oh,
that ain't after that 2016 playoff game. That shit is worth.
Yeah,
they're all kind of worked us over too.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that kind of evil, but I needed to drop that evil in there. All right, so that was
evil.
Let's get into quarter number 2. We got some Bengals news. Obviously, you're going to want to talk about Joe Burrow, and we know that. We're going to get to it. That's what we call a tease in the business, y'all. But before we get to that, Ryan Glasgow gets cut today. 4th-round pick from, I think, 2017, one of Marvin's last drafts.
From the team up north.
Again.
The team up north.
Yeah. Serviceable, at least as a rotational defensive tackle for, runs. I mean, he was a versatile like defensive tackle piece, and he gets one knee injury and tears an ACL, and last year another knee killed his season or whatever. Maybe he just couldn't come back. Like just the knees gave out.
Right. I mean, he's injury prone. You can't depend on him. He can't depend on himself. The streets, my friend, the streets.
Yeah. Comes from a whole line of NFL players. I think his brother just got his brother's a guard. I think he was on the Lions before. I think one of his brothers is a linebacker, something like that. I mean, just a whole man. But I look at that defensive line room, and I was assuming he was going to make the team. I definitely didn't think he was.
If he wasn't as injured, he probably would have made the team.
Yeah. I mean, Glasgow was I said this on the text chain earlier today when we were talking. He was a serviceable backup, maybe even valuable at times, because obviously Gino and the boys can't be out there all the time, and so it matters when you bring in the next line. Can somebody on the bench come in and make a play sometimes? And he was decent enough. You know what I mean? I mean, I always thought he was worth keeping. So when I saw that today, I was a little shocked. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I was too.
That sucks.
I mean, maybe he gets the waiver and, I don't know, takes the year off, maybe because of COVID and whatnot. And
maybe.
You would think, though, every time they've been off.
ACL, though.
That's, you know what, though? It is kind of weird because if you really think about it, people can't get into, like, for these months, they couldn't get into, like, the doctor's office. You couldn't get into, your trainers or whatever. I mean, maybe that affected his ability to rehab that injury, which is why he failed the physical. I mean, that could
probably,
they have access. Professional football players have access to doctors and specialists way more than the common clave, basically. So I mean, he can probably has a personal doctor for all we know. But
sure he does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was weird. It was a definitely weird piece of news today. I did not think that was
that wasn't the weirdest. I would say.
A Bengal news.
Bengal news. There's at least I think I got two other things that were weirder than that.
All right. Well, Bengals did sign all of their draft picks. T. Higgins being the last one in.
Finally.
Finally in, so into the fold, so that's that. Real quick, just off the top of your head, rank your top 4 85s or your top 5 85s.
Of all time?
Of all time. It doesn't have to be, it has to be in order. I mean, come on now.
The top, number 85 of all?
Or can you even name 5?
I was about to say, I don't think we can get to 5.
Too much. That should be on the notes.
So rank them in order of Isaac, Chad,
I thought you were talking about Miami Dolphins and shit. I'm like, Mark Super Duper.
Oh, no, God, no.
Oh, God, no.
Rank your number 85s for the Bengals.
Oh, well, in that case.
Is it that easy? Is it
Chad, Isaac,
Eifert.
Dude that just left.
Eifert. Eifert.
Who's another one? Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Was it those your
There's
only
been a couple of
3?
bums that worn it too. So
I'm saying, there's probably more bums. I think Chad got it to prominence after Isaac.
Now Chad is in the clubhouse, even though Chad's
in
the clubhouse. I think that's it. That's like 3 is probably all you're gonna get.
Let's get to 3, and we'll see what Mr. Higgins or Wiggins does.
Higgins.
Yeah.
Higgins.
Yes.
Why was he the last one to get signed? Why was our number 1 overall quarterback one of the last people to sign?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Again, Joe Burrow does sign. Well, he actually didn't sign. He agreed verbally to his contract. 4 years, $36.1 million. $23 million are going to be paid in the first 15 days of this contract. So he's paid, all guaranteed, which is something new as well. So his whole contract is guaranteed, 5th-year option for team option, which might wind up having to pay him even more money, like so.
Number one pick, baby. That's what you
Yeah, he
get.
gets into the
Number one
fold.
overall.
He comes into the team. We'll talk about what's going to happen when we get to halftime when we talk about the NFL and COVID. We, amongst others, were wondering why it took so long. I mean, he literally should have been signed 2 or 3 days after the draft. Maybe it had something to do with COVID. Maybe it had to do with other things. But it should have happened. There's no reason that they should. Yeah, exactly. There's no reason camp should have started already or whatever. But
right,
a lot, us included, Dan Patrick, the dude that runs PFT.
Yeah, he went on a rant.
Dude, what's his name? First Take Hutch. Stephen A. Smith, Colin Cowherd, all of them need to go.
All the talking heads.
STFU. Yeah, all of them. They need the STFUs because we have him. He's signed. He's here. He was never going to.
Yeah.
That was just radio fodder that the boys just
tried their
spent for
best.
hours.
Yeah. They tried their best to get him to Washington or wherever the hell else. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like I don't like any of them dudes for the most part. I mean, whatever.
I hate most of them.
You're right, but they shouldn't have took this fucking long to do anything at this point.
No, and I agree with you, and I don't know what the reasoning behind the Bengals was, or maybe it was even Joe Burrow. I don't really know. But
maybe it was Mike Brown as always.
Right.
Well, always a good number one up there to pick. He is the cheapest bastard in sports. So
just go with bastard 400. This is awful. I mean, it makes us. I mean, we're already looking bad. We were 2-14, but this makes it look worse. Everything Carson Palmer said is proper.
We're gonna get into this in the second half for sure. I don't understand how dude missing 3 days of camp that really didn't even exist except for testing. I don't understand how that makes the Bengals look bad. Like, it doesn't.
Well, I'll present my case.
Okay, but they literally were not doing anything other than getting tested. So,
right.
Yeah, he'd been in Cincinnati. There'd been some pictures of him floating out, working out with Sam Hubbard and some other.
Yeah, a couple of the other
offensive line or whatever. So I mean, it's not like it was ever an issue. Again, contract language was probably just,
that's for dudes and ties to figure out.
Yeah, but they probably had to put Mike Brown on a.
I mean, you just fill the slot. It's not like you got to argue about this $100 million contract. You're getting.
Well, that's the next one. But you know what, though? This idea that they gave him a fully guaranteed contract, they had to probably put Mike Brown on the smelling salts for that to happen.
He probably had to go to the other room.
75% of the money up front, which is even crazy.
They don't do that.
You just paid Mr. Green about the same amount of money, and he ain't played. He's played less downs than your starting quarterback in the last.
Understood, but he at least has a pedigree of doing something.
Right. He also has a pedigree of my ankle. Check, please.
Well, again, if he's not
terrible,
if AJ Green's not there, chances are Burrow's not good, and if both of them aren't good, then we're in the shits again.
Well,
3-13,
keep
14 again.
Well, right. Well, keep talking, and we'll get to my point too.
I got you. All right. Yeah. I do want STFU to all those sports talk people that were running their story. That they were like, it was some bigger story than that. It really wasn't. So just shut up. All right. I think Burrow gets into I think he signs the contract today or tomorrow, and then he'll go through testing like all the other rookies. And we'll get to that here right now. So as we jump into the halftime, let's talk about the NFL and COVID. They're gonna try to run this season. Good luck with that.
Right now they talking about it. They talking about it.
We'll see if they last a week.
Well, with the Marlins' recent outbreak or whatever,
they shut them down.
Bigger protocols really at this point than the NFL was. I don't know how that they think that this is going to work without a bubble. It seems like the bubble is the thing that can really help out people, as the NBA is, although it's having people test positive or whatever, they're really keeping them isolated. Football players are going to be able to, go to the facility, then go home, go wherever else. And we'll talk about some of the rules that were in the thing or whatever. So training camp, which just begins the testing season.
What training camp?
Yeah, so the rookies came in with minus Burrow and Higgins for those days. They came in, they got tested, and they went home. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and then they came back the next day, came in, got tested, and went home. And then they get a chance to, if they don't have anything that comes back, I think Sunday is when they actually can go in and get their physicals. And then after that,
wow,
they'll be able to actually start some version of like off-season workouts and those types of things, but not practice. So you go at least, I think it's August the 16th before there'll actually be any genuine football practice. Everything else will still be through Zoom and whatnot. So that was agreed upon by the NFL Players Association. Had to submit their, plan to keep people safe. The NFL approved that already, which was kind of shocking. No preseason games agreed upon with the NFLPA. I hate preseason games anyway. It's really only
it's only for the owners to make money. The players hate it too.
Right. I hate everybody. We all agree we hate preseason games.
Yeah.
However, there's kind of a reason for them, because you can't get two people to dance together without practicing. Lord help, you're gonna have 53 or 90 folks trying to do shit together, and you got a whole other 90 people in a different uniform trying to disrupt that.
Yeah. But see, I kind of know where you're going with this, and we can argue this in the second half. It's not like the Bengals are not practicing and everybody else is. Everybody else is starting from the same point.
They're all in the same boat.
Like, they're really behind like everybody else.
Grant, I got that point. However, I would like to have players. Look, the most important players on our team ain't seen the field yet in a whole year. The quarterback, the presumed left tackle, and our star wide receiver. That's three dudes that they're making a whole lot of money, and if they ain't right, the rest of the mofos ain't right, and we're gonna be doing a whole lot of crying for 16 weeks.
Everybody's in the same situation, though. I mean,
it's everybody's starting in the same spot.
I would give me Patrick Mahomes in this spot as opposed to a rookie quarterback.
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's got to go through it, though. I mean,
of course.
Different.
Give me Munoz at left tackle. That's not going to happen either. So,
there you go.
But it's nuts, butts, and coconuts.
Their playbook hasn't changed that much. Our playbook has completely changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
And our star player and our star wide receiver and our franchise quarterback, they ain't been on the same field, I don't think, in the uniform yet.
Not in uniform. I think they got their off-season throw on, though, at some point.
I believe so.
All right, so players can opt out of the season if they wanted to for health reasons. If they come in and they test positive, they get put on the COVID list, which is like the exemption list. So you got to go into quarantine for 14 days or whatever. But if you didn't want to do this whole process at all, you could sign out. They give you up to $350,000 to not play.
I won't play.
Damn.
Well, hold on. It's not give. It is money off of your next year's salary. Let me take that.
Okay.
It's money off your next year's salary.
Hold on, brother.
Contract too. So if you decide to not play, like Damian Willis or whatever for the Chiefs, he decided he's going to play. He's going into the last year of his deal at 1.5 million. So you're going to get 3 something. But then he's still going to be in the last year of his deal the next year. To me, I mean, it's weird. Everybody got a different thing with their families or whatever. But I'm like, I'm probably if I don't play in that situation, I got to wait a whole nother year to get paid. Yeah, I'm not going to get hurt this season, but I still to get paid.
That's a
move the family in the bubble.
Place like a mofo right there.
I have to put the family in the bubble.
Took the Negro option. Yeah. Free money today beats deferred money a year from now.
Yes. Yeah. It's that's a weird. I mean, again, that's such an NFL thing. Like, we'll give you that money. That's my money.
It stands for Negro.
Money. Yeah, that's the government. You give me my money. You gonna give me
it belongs to me. Right. You ain't gonna do shit, but give me my money.
Right. That's that lottery option. We'll pay you $300 million over 30 years, or $100 million right now.
That's a Reds Ken Griffey Jr. option. They'll be paying that dude until
that Bobby Bonilla option.
His kids will be collecting them checks.
Yeah. So a lot of dudes decided to come out, particularly on the Patriots. Patriots had 6 people, opt out.
What?
Some decent ones too. Dante.
With that
Patrick
Tom Brady ain't there no more. I ain't
they opted out.
The same thing that old boy did. The tight end, Gronk. Like they don't want to deal with Belichick, so they're like, fuck it. I'll opt out.
I'd be curious.
Having to put up with his shit.
Because if they opt out, and then they might get cut for free agency anywhere next year if they're in the last couple of years of a deal.
Or Belichick might quit.
Maybe.
Yeah. So anyway, players get to camp. They get tested every day for 2 weeks, and then after every other day. Let's talk about this idea of like, man, real people can't get tested, but NFL players are getting tested every single day for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Moolah, baby.
First
moolah.
Here's a good one, Hutch. Players cannot, they can come and go from the facility, back to the house. There's no bubble or whatever, but they cannot exercise in high risk activities, meaning that they're not allowed to go to bars, clubs, church if it's more than 50.
Every place they would go normally.
Yes, normally, right, yes. And my note in here says, and no getting stripper wings from Magic City either. I don't think that's
right. Now we all know that this ain't gonna happen. Because the NBA and the MLB are finding out right now that these dudes ain't going to CBS once they get off campus.
They sneaking out.
Pigs, vaginas, and shaking.
Yeah. I was too, especially with NFL players, think how many dudes got so many of their family living with them. I mean, it's probably as bad as an NBA, but they make more money. They can buy them separate places. Like, think about dudes, like they live with their girlfriend, their mom, their cousin, they come, you know what I'm saying? Like all the hanger-ons, they live with so many dudes or people or whatever. And even though I might not be going to the club to get wings, and then come back and expose me to that and whoever else, and then it's just I don't know why they bubble, Sam, man. I don't know why they didn't try to bubble.
I don't know. The NFL seems to have this idea of like, we the NFL. Fuck it.
We
gonna scare the corona away. Yeah, we can do anything. They got that. I don't want to get political, but that Trump view. The shit will just dry up when we show up. Okay, let's see how many of you are left week 1.
I mean, it is the most arrogant of all leagues. That is for sure. And
it makes them arrogant.
Sure, baseball's pretty fucking arrogant.
Yeah, but the players control everything in baseball. It's the owners in the NFL, man. They're the worst.
Yeah, they are.
They're the worst, man.
I agree.
So, all right. So no bubble. They said that 21 players tested positive going into training camp out of almost 3,000 players. So it's really not that bad.
That's not that bad. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. 21 out of 3,000. I mean, the Marlins almost got that on one team. So
you had that on one team.
This is terrible. I think they're up to 17 people. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how this is going to work. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the part where they're actually playing and breathing droplets onto one another yet.
There you go. There you go.
I saw Gio talk about he came in, he took his test, he fist bumped Zach Taylor, took his test, and then got back in his car and went to his house. Like, that was it. Like, that was the extent of
the whole extent. Yeah.
This whole thing. And that's what they get to do here for the next 2 weeks. I mean, there's really nothing really to report. Now, I guess they'll be doing like this on Zoom or whatever, but actual practice or like that, I don't know.
That's when we're all gonna have to hold our breaths when they actually have physical contact with each other, because eventually they're gonna have to practice. They're gonna have to actually see each other in person and be line up together and stuff. So they can't social distance when that shit happens. So that's when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah, and no Bengal player has opted out yet. I was thinking, I thought this a few weeks ago. I didn't say anything, but I thought this a few weeks ago when you're looking at the list. I think Gino has the sickle cell trait, but not sickle cell. That's why he either limits his snaps or is very limited or even doesn't play in Denver when they go to Mile High.
Yeah.
And
you can really mess yourself up.
He's probably in some. I mean, he doesn't have sickle cell, but he has the trait. I don't know if that puts him in a high risk category or not.
High risk.
Yeah, I would say so. So
yeah.
I was like, man, I hope that obviously I don't want this man to get sick and die or anything like that.
Yeah.
Hoping that he decide like, you know what, I'm good either, because that would be really.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't risk that stuff. There is precedent for people that have sickle cell tried to play and then ended up getting really sick because of it. I don't remember the name, but I do know it's happened before. Yeah, that shit's nothing to mess with.
I think one of his first years in the league. I think one of his first years in the league is when they found out that he had it, and he went there and he got. And it was like,
was he okay?
With him? And this was like that was one of the reasons that they found out that he had it. So, I mean, that man got into his 20s with a underlying condition that nobody knew about, and so they assumed his college kids is going to be perfectly okay when they get to these college campuses for college football.
Well, that's another thing.
Yeah, that's a whole
some of these conditions, they know they exist, but they be like, hey, coach, bury that shit because he's starting tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with it. All right. So, let's get out of the halftime topic and jump into the third. We're even going to just do second half. I don't even want to do it third quarter, fourth quarter, because this is just going to turn.
That's halftime.
Huh? That was halftime.
Oh, that was?
Yeah. First quarter was Ed McCaffrey. Second quarter was all the Bengal news. And now Joe Burrow. So we know everybody, we're going to talk about Joe Burrow. We're going to talk about Joe Burrow a lot here in a second. Okay. First off, Bill Polian been living off some I drafted Peyton Manning vapors for a while now. I mean, now again, don't get me wrong. He could have drafted Ryan Leaf and nobody would listen to a word that he says. I get that.
You got that right.
But he been living off them fumes for a long, long time. I think it was Adam Schefter's podcast, and I'm going to quote him. He said, Joe Burrow's going to struggle. He's so far behind. And, he tied it in, of course, to Peyton Manning. And, Manning only, threw 28 interceptions as a rookie. And, first-year quarterbacks only win like 34% of their games or something like that, blah, 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 blah. So he did it, Bill Polian's like that. Now, let's keep it 100. Bill Polian also said Lamar Jackson should play wide receiver and also questioned Tyrann Mathieu' ability as a leader, and he's one of the highest paid in the league. So Bill Polian can shut up. But anyway.
However, all right.
But anyway, just say he's a talent evaluator. Hutch, you've been biting at, chomping at the bit or whatever. Be with Bill Polian here, which whatever. So I go ahead. You can go ahead and
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, we'll cross-examine after.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. We signed our franchise quarterback late. That's bad enough.
Not late. Late to what?
He should have already been signed. Going through all this stuff is bullshit.
It's not like they were practicing though.
But what late to
was he gonna
what?
do?
I mean, Dev is practicing. That's fine. We should on July, the late part of July. We're 6 weeks away from starting the season. We should not be talking about our quarterback just signed, and a slotted position quarterback at that. They ain't arguing over how much he's gonna get paid or whatever. He's slotted.
But how is he behind? Nobody was doing anything. There was no off-season program.
He's behind because the team has not got on the field yet. They haven't.
Nobody has.
Because of what? Because of COVID?
No team has got on the field.
Every rookie coming in the league is going to be under the same.
Tom Brady.
issue.
Tom Brady is practicing with his folks.
I've seen him out there throwing. And
right. Tom Brady's ready to go. Or they trying to get ready to go. What is our dude trying to do?
Burrow has been throwing.
They've been working.
John Ross has been throwing with Tyler Boyd as well. He's been doing that.
Whatever they can do legally. I mean, they do got the collective bargaining agreement that forbids them from doing certain things.
Bill Polian is right. He didn't just throw that out there just for ha-has. He spoke to somebody about it. I don't know.
What does he know? What does Bill Polian know?
What's
he hasn't been a GM. He ain't been a GM in 15 years.
If he's been in 30 years, he still got connections.
Okay. Look, Mayfield is not our favorite quarterback. Is that fair? Would that be fair?
He was wrong on 3 folks, or he could be wrong on 100 folks, but throwing a rookie quarterback out there, and it's the Bengals too. He is going to be behind because our damn leadership is behind.
Okay, so Baker Mayfield went out there as a rookie, didn't start the first 6 games or whatever.
8 games or something.
Yeah.
22 3 or 4 touchdowns as a rookie. As a rookie, Baker Mayfield. Okay, on the Browns, not a good franchise either. Right. Yes,
no
camp. He had all those types of things. Like, I'm giving you all of that. But
thanks.
The following season, he went out and threw 22 interceptions. With a full training camp, being in camp, better wide receivers and everything else. So you can't. Every situation is gonna be different. I'm not expecting this dude to come in and blow the world out the water, but I don't expect him to come in and shit the bed either. He's not gonna be nobody else was playing. That's what I'm saying. Nobody else was playing. It's not like he's behind. I don't get that line of thinking at all. Again, if they had OTAs and he wasn't there, I totally get that. I would be on board and I would be running the Bengals into the ground for why you didn't go to OTAs. But nobody had OTAs. No, I can't.
This team, without no preseason games and all the other bullshit that's going down, and this with COVID, you're putting our quarterback at death's door.
Yeah.
And that's why they signed this other bum to get fucking slaughtered.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to start whoever the guy is they signed? I don't even remember his name.
No.
Because the fans would revolt.
It's awful convenient that all of a sudden, after that polling story comes out, they get this street bum basically to play or at least be next fool up.
I'm thinking it's more a God forbid. If somebody catches COVID and you need to throw somebody out there that's actually maybe played again.
And that ain't the bums they got on.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Both are horrible.
I don't think it's that. There's no way the Bengals cannot start Joe Burrow.
The dude that they signed ain't gonna. I don't see him winning no games either. I mean,
no. That's why he's a journeyman backup.
He might
of course not
out there for. I mean, we're
That's
fucked.
just
we're fucked anyway. But
most teams are. If you lose your starting quarterback, you're fucked. Period. That's just the way it is in the NFL. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they're the Bengals are reacting when they should be proactive. They are still in reactive mode, and I mean, it's fucking horrible. It's stupid.
But what are they reacting to? What did they not do?
They should have, for one, they should have signed a better quarterback before this shit happened. You don't sign a quarterback today because Polian puts this story out.
Okay, but
that's a problem.
But what's that got to do with Joe Burrow? What's that got to do with Joe Burrow?
I mean, the offensive line is shit.
Yeah.
The offensive
one
more
position, I agree, at least.
And you're gonna put at left tackle the dude that was injured all last year as your starting left tackle.
Yep.
And he's the best player, supposedly, which means that's scary because he ain't played it down yet.
You're gonna start some bum journeyman lineman
at left tackle
that's worse than him?
The other 4 are journeyman bums.
so you're gonna make the line worse by putting one of them in. Yeah.
Well, one thing you could have put some money into buying some decent offensive linemen.
I agree. I agree with that.
I mean,
you've done that.
You know what I think about Booby Hart?
And that's a problem.
About that. Yeah.
You gave Green $18 million, and like I said, he might. If we're lucky, he gets 8 games out of it. Hopefully.
Left center, that Bengals line. You have a 1st round pick, a 3rd round pick, and Trey Hopkins, who has been serviceable at best. I'm not saying left to center is probably okay.
Cowboys.
Right of center, I have no idea what's happening, and I don't think they do either.
They don't.
It's a problem, but I mean, you got to dance with the people that brought you to the game. So,
they got broken legs.
Well, again,
paraplegic.
He wouldn't be. Joe Burrow won't be the first or the last quarterback that gets drafted by a team with a terrible quarterback or with a terrible offensive line. The hope is that you don't get him David Carr, where he gets sacked.
Yeah.
And Birdie.
That is the hope and the goal. The idea that, first off,
$165 million.
I know James. Well, first off, I know Jameis threw a bunch of interceptions, but that's just because Jameis is Jameis. Like, there's no quarterback that goes out there and throws 28 interceptions because they'll get yanked before they get to that point. Baker got to 22, and he was pretty bad pretty much all season, and he only got to 22. So, there's no way that Burrow's going to go out and throw 20.
Well, that's another thing. The coaching staff, which is also
suspect,
at best suspect.
Offensive line. I'm looking at you.
He has to be like, okay, if I want to stay at this job for another year, I gotta, I can't let my rookie quarterback throw the ball 50 times a game. So there's gonna be a whole bunch of 1st down, 2nd down run plays, which are gonna get crushed because there'll be 8 people in the box.
Hold up. But, okay, I hear what you're saying. Again, the leading rusher in the NFL over the last 8 weeks last season was Joe Mixon.
Right.
That same crappy offensive line.
Behind that same offensive line.
Yeah. So, you can't have one and the other. They're going to have to run the ball and the line sucks. But
when you're 0-8.
I understand, but.
Right. So, who gives a fuck if you run? You're still losing.
They do. Obviously, those teams did.
Them teams, they could have had better records than the Bengals.
No, I'm sure they all did, obviously.
Most of them are.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can't be like, oh, well, the offensive line sucks, but then Joe Mixon.
It does. Tell me they don't suck.
That's what I'm saying. It can't be both.
Right. Tell me they don't suck, and I'll believe you.
It can't be both.
Right.
It can't be both.
I think they can build on.
Are they average or below average? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's disputing that, but we can't say that they suck because the dude led the league in rushing for 8 weeks. So
But the 8 weeks, the season is 16 weeks. You only
understood.
It's the Bengals, and they were rebuilding. It's the fact that they had them even for 8 weeks is a freaking modern miracle.
Season, not 8 weeks.
I can't get down with that.
you got to give him credit for at least having some sort of running game behind that bad offensive lineup. We already agreed. So I mean, yeah.
It's a 16-week before that. How many yards did he have before he went on this tear?
And again, before
30 yards, 50 yards.
Well, before the London game or after the London game, they realized what they were doing wasn't working. And then they changed up the offense to get him the ball in space so Joe Mixon can be Joe Mixon. Like
Yeah.
But like I said, a brand new head coach with a brand new quarterback is going to call conservative plays. And
good.
Run left, run right.
That's how they win.
Getting killed.
Right.
That's the only way they're going to win.
And any team, any defensive coordinator that wants to be there the next season is going to play 8 in the box.
Okay, but
and then they're going so that's going to be 2nd and 10, 3rd and 11.
Okay, but you do realize
then you make Joe Burrow try to beat you with a horrible offensive line, and you're going to get a whole bunch of sacks, and then you can bring that other dude in because Joe Burrow is dead.
But
what do you want them to do then, Hutch?
Yeah, I mean,
they should have got a decent offensive lineman, sir, or at least one.
I'll agree with that.
That's what I wanted them to do.
That's the one thing that I really got upset about.
Not pay Green that kind of money to maybe show up. They could have paid a offensive lineman that will show up.
Oh, say who's going to play wide receiver then?
It don't matter because they won't be able to throw the ball.
Yeah, well,
it'll be dead.
It does matter.
Somebody has to play wide receiver. You trying to say, oh, he's injured, he
He'll
can't play.
Dead.
Then the other one's not there. So you're talking about Tyler Boyd.
You can throw the Boyd. Throw the Mixon or somehow, some way.
So Tyler Boyd's going to be your number one receiver.
You're giving $36 million to a dude that may or may not play.
36 again.
18
36.
last year, he didn't play. 18 this year, he might not play.
But so
and if he does play, the team at best will go 5-11 at best.
If Tyler Boyd is your number one receiver and you're saying, oh, there's no AJ and John Ross stinks, that means your number 2 receiver is
Mixon.
Higgins.
Rookie, or what's the dude from Florida State that Alden Tate.
Alden Tate
run a 40-yard dash in 10 seconds. Are you serious? Come on, man.
They got some nice options
right there. If you have Green, he's healthy the whole season, you're lucky to go 5-11. Lucky.
Yeah, I've already said that.
That's part of the rebuild.
Yeah, but I also said
they're not going to
rebuild. Green is gone. Green is gone after this year. There is no rebuild with Green.
I disagree.
Higgins takes his place. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yep, I disagree.
Green is gone.
No, I make it.
I don't know about that.
And he's not injured. There's no way they let him walk. There's not even a chance.
Not the Bengals.
He doesn't want to leave.
Somebody's going to pay him more money than we will.
He doesn't want to leave.
They ain't going to take that risk.
No, he doesn't want to leave.
They ain't paying a lot of money.
Yep.
Well, I guess we did already. Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
We're 5-11 if we're lucky.
Yeah, I disagree.
I don't know about that.
We did our predictions before. I was way ahead of y'all on that one. So,
right.
But again, I was under the impression that there would be some version of an off season, which there isn't. But I just don't think that this dude. There's nothing about Joe Burrow that you read, watch, or whatever that's been like, you know what? I'm good. I think I know everything. I'm gonna just come in and dominate. He's not Johnny Manziel.
He doesn't do that. He's not like that.
He's not geared that way.
Personality is wonderful and great, but that ain't gonna stop no 280-pound dude from climbing on top of your ass.
Yeah. Again.
At full speed.
Bring this point up.
He ain't gonna see full speed until week 1.
I'll bring this up again. The year Andy Dalton got drafted, the players locker didn't have any offseason training camps, any of those types. All he had was like the regular training camp. He took 46 snaps, I think, in preseason. That's it.
Well,
which is nothing.
And he went on and he won 9 games. And they won 9 games.
Which is amazing.
You can't tell me that them 46 snaps was worth.
The Bengals won 9 games. You see some of them scores, see some of his stats that year, they was awful.
Guess what? Joe Burrow's better than Andy Dalton.
by
but
far.
the Bengals are worse than they were in 2011. Way
Well,
worse.
defensively, they definitely might not be as good. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Defensively,
Offensively,
yeah.
too.
Offensively, they
On
should
the
be
offensive
better.
line,
The
I would say
offensive
is not
line,
good.
the offensive line in 2011 is way better than what we got.
I don't disagree, but I just
So if your offense,
It's an
the
issue.
whole defense is worse, and the offensive line is worse, that ain't no 9-7.
what if I tell you the
They
league
were
is
never
worse?
going 9-7 anyway, so I don't know where you getting that. That's what I don't understand.
10-6 this year.
They fooling themselves then. It's whoever
Right.
said that. Even I'm the
Right.
most
Me.
optimistic fan.
No,
Crazy
I mean
to say
I
something
think
like that.
I think they have a chance to be a 500 team, which I think
I could
right
see
now.
them being 500.
which it would be, Zach Taylor Coach of the Year territory.
Oh, easily. Are you
I
kidding?
just don't think.
They better
I
give him
don't
2
think.
trophies. Yeah.
I don't think they're going into this thing thinking, all right, let's put him in the shotgun and have him throw it 35 times a game.
That would be idiotic.
Ride
That
Joe
would be
Mixon
idiotic.
as best they can and developing all that, that are for the things that he does well, especially since they're not going to have like reps off season or whatever. And then they'll go there, if he gets into a situation where it feels like he's being hit or whatever, I would hope that they would be like, hey, you know what? He needs to, come out of the game so they don't get him killed. I would hope that they would do that. But
they're going to do They're going to do somewhat the same thing they did when Dalton was there. They're going to get the ball out of his hands quickly. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3 drop, throw the ball, until they can improve the offensive line better.
You know that. I know that. San Diego or the Chargers know that. The Browns know that. And they all gonna be sitting on them.
Yeah.
They're gonna be sitting on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Houston Astros again.
But again, you got a better quarterback throwing it. You got a better quarterback throwing it than Andy Dalton. So
yeah, much better.
Yep, I just can't.
How do you know? He hasn't thrown it. We don't know this yet.
Again, agreed. But if I had told you that the Andy Dalton, when he got drafted, coming out of the lockout, and Carson Palmer quitting on this team, was going to go 9-7, they'd make the playoffs, you would have smacked me in the face.
Yeah, hard.
You would have smacked me in the face because there's no way you would have believed that. If we were doing podcasts in 2011, you would have smacked me in the face virtually.
Well, they were 6-2 that season. Ended up 9.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think I don't think that they're crazy enough. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Zach Taylor is that crazy that they're going to be like, yeah, let's let this dude throw it around the yard for.
Well, they're not.
They're not going to do that.
I don't think they're that crazy either.
You're right. We're pretty certain that he is not going to be throwing the ball 50 times. At least that first 10, 12 plays are not going to be throw it everywhere and let's see what happens.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of running, a lot of dink and dunk. Maybe a few. Maybe they can sneak in a few over the middle. Yeah, maybe a few here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of flat passes. Yeah, and they're going to have to. Mixon's going to be out of breath a lot. They're going to be using the hell out of that
dude. Mixon is dead.
Yeah, Mixon and Gio. Mixon and Gio are going to get a lot of work the first couple of weeks. But I mean, again, we're talking about all this and that and whatever, and maybe 2 weeks from now, the NFL is like, you know what? We'll see y'all in March.
Yeah, I could easily see that happen.
That would be the best thing for the Bengals. I would rather see that almost than what they're gonna do when they put that old boy out there on week 1.
Yeah. Yes.
It's difficult, man.
Announced today that Tyrod Taylor would be the starter, more than likely. Be the starter week 1 in Cincinnati. So,
Tyrod Taylor. My God.
He is what he is. I mean, talk about we know what he is. But again, he wouldn't need a training camp. He could literally get off the bus and still be the same player 6 months from now. It wouldn't matter. But I just, I mean, again, you call me optimistic or whatever in the text chain or whatever. I don't think
sunshine, positive sunshine.
I don't think anybody would ever describe me as that on damn near anything, let alone the Bengals.
I cannot find a person in the Bengals hierarchy that will call this season a 10-6 season.
10-6? No, of course not.
We'll find out, obviously, but I just think that because everybody's coming from the same position and spot, I think a lot of sloppy football. I think that will play the first 5 to 6 weeks of the season, and teams expected to be good probably won't be. And then somebody's going to wind up 4-2, 5-1. That we're like, how in the world did they do that? Because they, played a bunch of teams.
Season, though.
They played a bunch of teams that had the COVID, and their best players had to sit out. Like, it's just going to be something ridiculous. You're like, how in the world did that happen? I have no idea how this happened. So
nobody knows.
It's going to be weird.
It's going to be a weird season, all in all. Period. I mean, this is unprecedented. Just like baseball is unprecedented, football's unprecedented.
It's already a weird season.
Yeah.
But like I said, no preseason game, and supposedly your best players at each position are rookies and injured, which is not good.
I hear you.
Yeah. It's fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And 101 football seasons of the NFL, when them three dudes probably are bad, you're gonna be bad.
Right. But again, we're not talking about bad. We're talking about, hey, this dude got hurt. Shit happens. The left tackle. He could be. He had first round talent. So
he dropped him in the first round.
It can be bad. AJ's been hurt the last 2 seasons. Just chances probably trending in that direction, so you don't really know what you're going to get. And then you got a rookie quarterback, and you don't know what you're going to get. Like, I'll give you that for sure, but
it's there.
I agree. I mean, again, you got to hope that these people are as smart as we are, that they're not AJ Green out there, 75% of the offensive snaps. Like, you would hope that that's not the case. Wouldn't be the case.
If they do, they're going to hear
time.
about it from everybody. Believe me.
I mean, honestly, he's getting older. There's nothing wrong with pitch counts or whatever, but just be smart with your assets. Last year in Dayton, that was probably a mistake going there. Have done that.
That was stupid. They probably won't be doing that again.
Yeah, nothing good happens there. So that should have been a warning sign to begin with. But I just think that
you're hoping that they're gonna talk about the Bengals and good luck and smart thinking, and we got 53 years of whatever saying they ain't figured them shits out yet.
So
can't argue with that.
Right.
So we're all over the board with this. I mean, like I said, I figured we kind of would be a little bit. The topics that you were concerned about, Hutch, like you said, there was a couple of weird things that happened.
It's just I'm a Bengal fan, by the way.
Yeah, we know.
But I'm not a Bengal, and I might be a Bengal fool, but I can't be.
No, we got you. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I guess we could do podcasts week after week to see who tests positive for COVID. That's the worst thing that could happen, really.
Yeah.
I know the worst that could happen is if Gino says he's opting out.
Yeah.
If one of them folks say they opting out, we're done.
Then you can cancel Christmas and start worrying.
We got 7 new starters on defense.
At least they had no linebacker core last year, remember? So you got all new linebackers.
7 new starters on defense. That's going to be a heck of a dance.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be kind of very ugly at probably most of the time in the beginning.
Right.
At least for a while.
Our offense that we don't know nothing too much about, and our defense, what we do know ain't great. So
I think there was an issue with Trey Waynes too. That they agreed to his contract, but they couldn't get him in for the physical because of all of this that was going on. So I think he signed his contract yet. Again, they're supposed to do all that in physicals by Sunday, so hopefully they can get that figured out.
They'll get it done. They ain't got no choice. I was
talking to my son about the defense or whatever that
Yeah.
I think they recognize that they don't have certain positions, whatever, some kind of hybrid, like
Pitching line, linebackers, cornerbacks.
I think they're going like 3. I think they're going to go 3-5. Something like a 3-5, 3 down linemen, like five linebacker offensive linemen, and
do they have 5 linebackers? I don't think
they
don't have any linebackers.
Yeah,
I said put some safeties out there, but
and defensive backs. Yeah,
right.
and defensive backs.
They're gonna be recruiting people off the streets of Cincinnati to play if that's the case.
I think
they're gonna do like a 4-2-5 maybe.
I had it in my head. I have it in my head. So it's like Reader, probably Reader, Tapupu, and Atkins or whatever as your line. Your 2 standing linebackers and like base
and nose tackle.
Yeah, it would be like Hubbard and Carlos. So those are your 5 down linemen, sort of. And those are your
maybe Lawson.
Linemen. And then your linebackers across the dial or whatever would be the one dude from last year whose name I can't remember.
The one guy that wasn't completely horrible.
The one guy that didn't suck.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Logan Wilson.
And
that might be the 2, and then everybody else is probably going to be like a defensive back. So you got your 2 corners, and your 2 safeties, and probably Sean Williams is like a wild card.
And
linebacker safety.
This might be his last year. By the way, he's been phased out. Man.
Again, they played sorrier teams in the second half of the season. So to go to your point about Joe Mixon, Hutch, I'll give you that too. But the defense played a lot better in the second half than it did in the first. But they also still gave up chunks of yards as well.
They were never good. Yards to some sorry-ass teams.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It'll be.
And they say, I guess we're trying to win. We did win a couple of them.
Literally a couple.
Right. But the Steelers and the Ravens ain't gonna take no L's for us. We're gonna have to earn them L's. They ain't giving them away.
Yeah,
Cleveland the second week. Whatever they're gonna take their ass from the Steelers or the Ravens the first week, and then they gotta play us. And if they lose to us,
to win.
Right. If they lose to us, they're fucking done. So maybe what's that something? But ain't nobody giving us no break. As a matter of fact, they're gonna use the regular season to be just killing us or trying to, and I think they're gonna have a good shot.
Y'all are in rare negative form.
It's mainly Hutch today. I'm trying to.
Oh my gosh.
90% negative.
I'll take all the rainbows you got because I eat Lucky Charms. However, in reality, you got 160, $70 million on this football team, and I can't see $170 million worth of product. I see.
I got news for you. Brother. They ain't gonna rebuild the team in 1 year. It's gonna take at least another 1 more, maybe even 2 more years to get a decent team back on that field. At least for the offensive line.
We've been Beirut for 5 already.
But in the same breath, it would be like kind of last thing. If they do struggle, and struggle bust, talking like a 3 wins, something like that, you gotta run Zach Taylor. Like he has to go. Like you can't give him that franchise quarterback. And for what they went 3-13, he has to.
You can't let him.
He has to take whatever about it.
Yeah,
so
you can't let him 5 years.
I would say minimum
every year.
Yeah, I would say minimum 5 wins is probably the number to keep his job. I would say 5 probably keeps it, but he probably needs to get to 6 or 7 to guarantee it. Because of the quarterback situation. Like they just, if he plays well and they're not winning because the defense sucks, that's different. But if he goes out and he's not progressing, he's not better in week 7 than he was in week 3 or 4, he's got to go.
Regardless of the status of the offensive line, offense has to show
Correct.
marginal to good improvement with some of the weapons they got. Now, let you can laugh at all you want. I am serious with a heart attack.
Yeah,
they got to
move.
show some kind of
improvement. Marvel superheroes game, they got to move from good to excellent fight.
But they're people to pour now.
Well,
ain't nobody giving you 4 scholarships.
I gave them good. I gave them good.
Yeah, roll that 99.
Right.
Oh God.
I
mean,
yeah.
Right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this hours.
The Chargers are a 3.5-point favorite in that game 1.
Are they really?
Yeah.
And that's at Cincy, right?
So that really means they're up a touchdown and a half.
It's in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Right. It's in Cincinnati. Yeah. Okay.
Remember, you'll be able to find this podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah, that's right. Spotify. Rate, review, subscribe, all of that. Like I said, we'll be coming back to this as necessary, I guess, since everybody's in camp now, but there's really no camp except testing. So we'll be back here and there, whatever. Yeah, if we have a freaking 911 emergency, God forbid, that freaking Gino and Carlos Dunlap,
oh God. I don't even say it.
We'll be hitting the button and we'll be jump back on. But barring anything unforeseen like that, we'll be waiting for training camp and, kind of training camp. And we'll be waiting for something to happen between now and then. Hutch, you got exit music. You had a song that you picked earlier, but then you changed your mind.
Yeah, because old boy died from the Roots, Malik.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to go early roots, can't go late roots.
Yeah. How about the next movement? Shit, I guess that would be my root song.
Yeah, that's a definite RIP. It's
why can't rappers make it to 50 years old?
Yeah, that's a whole nother story too.
Yeah, don't even get started about that. Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't announce what happened, but
out in the street.
Yeah.
Just dying of diabetes.
Yeah.
Suicide for
It's
that.
wild too that they didn't announce what it was or whatever, but I mean, also, it's like you get part of this group success or whatever, and you're like a founding member of this, now a life-changing, hip-hop group. And you're like, I'm going to walk away from that. I'm like, how does that even come from? It's just like, wow.
Good question.
What happened there?
Bobby Brown, that's what that was, or something.
Man.
I want to get paid a little bit more because I'm in front rapping.
What's the dude that walked away from Tribe Called Quest to go be a chef?
Really? I never heard that.
Ali Shaheed Muhammad. No, that's the DJ.
I don't know.
The dude that was on the first 2 albums, and then he walked off. Anyway, whatever.
Damn.
So anyway, Bengal fans, we'll see you when we see you. As the producer of this podcast, I'm signing off. Sandman, go ahead and sign off. D.U. Williams.
Don't remind me. I gotta give me some paint, black that shit out on the back.
Yeah, who's 40 now? I don't even know if there is a 40.
I don't know. He's probably a scrub. Yeah.
Darius Phillips.
He seems to be fine. Yeah. Okay. What I was going to say now. Stay safe, people. Who Dey, and we will see you when we see you.
For sure. Hodge, sign off. Don't get fired.
It's the next movement, folks. Rest in peace. Man, a lot of people, brothers are dying. Yeah, have a good evening.
Yeah, we'll see everybody on the other side. Peace.
Peace.